Okay. So good morning again, everyone. So it's a great journey so far. This is the second day of third session. So far, we learned cloud computing and basics of cloud security, or to a large extent. I guess you got a chance to explore some aspects of AWS, and maybe some of you might have also explored Azure and GCP, depending upon your interest. Um, while this is not a full-fledged course where you learn everything in these sessions, but this is an idea, as Sweta earlier mentioned, as work as a catalyst and generate that kind of what we can say, create that interest so that you build that energy to take your studies to the next level. So while this is not a full-fledged course, but we are going to come up with some course on CCSK. CCSK is actually a certification course by CSA, and CSA Bangalore will be actually an authorized partner soon. We are just doing the MOU, and once that is ready, we are coming up with interesting costing for India. India has a different costing method for training, and training also includes free tokens for exam. So exam cost is also already included in the training. So we will be coming forward with that planning probably next month or so. We are ready to come up with a plan. However, you will hear us from soon. So CCSK is a product neutral, vendor neutral certifications, which gives you a basics of cloud computing and security concerns, and also how do you address it, almost everything around it. Considering this is a vendor neutral one, this also has some elements of technicalities. However, there is a session. There are two trainings. One is CCSK and CCSK Plus. In CCSK Plus, there is also lab added, so that you get a chance to actually explore these concepts on the lab, right? So that those are the two courses which we are planning soon. You will get the details soon. Yeah, that's an authorized training. So we come up with a same package what CSA is doing. However, it will be Indianized, and we'll get a speaker probably in APAC region, so that we have that dialect and the way we talk works. So that's one thing which is coming. And second aspect is we are looking forward for you as a feedback. What are the topics of interest you have, which could be covered in the future sessions? Um, some of you are members already, and if you are a member, then you will also get future offers, like the way today this webinar series is actually free for members. If you want to become a member even today or next session, which in our session 4, the entire payment you made for webinar would be refunded to you. Some of you already got it when you become a member. That is your choice, but the idea here is if you are a member, you will get certain discount as a member in all the trainings offered by CSA Bangalore, right? Idea here is to actually provide an interactive learning, not just talking, but make you learn and be the catalyst to build that energy and what we can say, the bring your own learning interest increase using this, right? That's our interest area. What we are looking from you is, please provide where possible your interest area. What is that you want CSA Bangalore to run? Let's say you are interested to know more. Okay, I want to know more on AWS, or I want to know more on container security, or I want to know more on serverless. So that we come up with that kind of training that would be more centric towards your own interest. So I appreciate if you can do that. That's one thing call out. And second call out is, next week we have a career workshop. So most of you have already registered for that. We are looking forward for you there. And after that, because this is not the career workshop itself is not an interactive session. So may either Monday or next Monday or Tuesday, we will be actually closing the WhatsApp groups, because that's a temporary working group which we have created. The members who are actually registered as a members will be created a special group. We are still figuring out whether it will be WhatsApp or Signal, but we'll create a separate working group for members so that they can have a networking conversation. Just let you know, that the groups what we created, team A, team B, team C, will not continue after next week. Yeah. So in case you have built some kind of network and connections, etc., do save those names, so that you could talk to them later. Yeah. So that's another talking point. So one more important aspect what we want is we want your feedback, as we continuously ask. We have just started. I mean, even though the GSA Bangalore started in 2018, the proper working group with the directors and members, etc., started only this year. So consider this as a startup with people who are getting no money, just getting aspirations, interest to do something for the community. So your feedback, positive and negative, both are very important to us. Please give us feedback. So with that, I give back to you, Akash, to run the session today with people starting presenting their own sessions.
Yeah,
Any
I just
questions to
want
me
to add.
before we go on to individual sessions?
Okay, so I just want to add one important thing, that next week is very, very important because leaders are coming to the platform. So if you want your friends to be there, registration is still open for that particular week, right? And my suggestion, this is a golden opportunity, and I would be not be missing this opportunity. So the only request is that reach out to your networks, and you have a LinkedIn, WhatsApp, whatever. Suggest your friends that, okay, this is the platform where they can come and understand what is the origin of cloud security, what is you can achieve by a cloud security, and why cloud security is critical. So please feel free to join the next week's seminar and forward it to maximum number of friends whom you think that they can get benefit of it. Okay, so uh, now we will request Mohit to share the screen. He is from Group A. So let's welcome Mohit.
Thank you, Akash. Good morning, everyone. And let me just share my screen. Entire screen, yes. So the share button is disabled for me.
Share
One
button.
second, Mohit. I am making you the co-host. You should be able to. 1 second. Yeah,
Okay.
just try now.
Still not able to. It's disabled. Okay, got it. Yes, so are you guys able to see my screen?
Yeah.
I'm sorry,
Yes,
it is
Mohit, we can
quite
hear you
messy.
and we
I've
can
opened
see
a
you.
lot of tabs.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's actually showing, Mohit, you are working on it actually.
Okay, so this is where we start, right? The administrator account, the IAM account, as per the best practices. And the first thing we do is, as mentioned in the video, that we create a key pair. And I created the key pair over here with the name Mohitski underscore CA. And after that, I created security group with
So
the
another good
name.
practice, Mohit, you can actually
Yes.
give your account name also. So for example, Mohit
Uh-huh.
underscore CA means central. For North
Okay.
Virginia, it is NV underscore the account number 1310. So this is the
Oh,
one of the
okay. Yeah.
practice where you have
Mhm.
multiple accounts. You will be able to remember which reason that key was created and what was the account.
Mhm. Okay. Sure. I'll put that into my to-do list, definitely. And after that, I created inbound rules. So firstly, I created only RDP as per the video. Then after troubleshooting, I added HTTP and HTTPS as well, and kept my IP as my kept the source IP as my IP, and I tried keeping 0 as well. And then I was able to access from my mobile data or anything like not into my home network, and check that. After that, I created an instance, and then I connected to it. And after that, I did click, like when we click connect, we get the RDP. Then I downloaded this as well. So, and I tried this way as well. I tried both the ways. If we click this, so get this, and I tried to enable the HTTPS using the self-signed security certificate, because I don't think I was able to, I would be able to create the domain certificates for myself. And for that, certificate authority is required. How I did that, let me just first show you. Like, we can access from the my public IP as well, which is this 15.223.51.222, and that's the reason it is coming as this way. Like, it's not safe because
Perfect.
I have used a self-signed security certificate, not the
Yes,
third-party CA ones. I can't use that. I
absolutely,
think that's
Mohit.
a paid service, right? So this
Mohit,
is my
would
public.
you like to explain how did you create the certificate also? Because
Yes,
that is
yes,
very
that's
important.
the next step. That's the next step I'm going to share with you guys. So I went here. Okay, go here. We have to go here and check on to, first of all, before that, what we have to do, we have to add an IAS role from here in the server manager, and click next, click next, select this. This is the only one we have because we have only one, I'm sorry, the one server machine over here. So that's the reason we have only one in the list. And after that, we have to select this web server IAS role. And then that's it, next, 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 and install. No rocket science over here other than this. And after that, what I did is I opened IAS Manager and select this machine, this server. And after that, what I did is I opened this server certificates. And over here, there is create self-signed certificate options in actions. So when we click this, we can give any name whatsoever you want to give, and it creates the certificate. We have an option for creating domain certificate as well over here, if you see over here. But with this, for this we need the certificate authority within my network as well. Like, I can't create the domains. I think so. I couldn't dig that deep, just because of the short of time I had office to today. So I think there, within my organization as well, I need certificate authority as a separate entity to authorize these domain certificates, if I'm not wrong. Akash, your comments please on that if I'm wrong.
So important thing is that if you need a domain, you have to have a register your domain, and then you have to get a certificate from the domain certificate, right? What you
Okay.
can do is that
Mhm.
your certificate will be only trusted when it is in the trusted list. So you have to get a certificate from a GoDaddy or someone else. Because if you click on
Mm,
your certificate, right click on it. So
yeah,
you created a self-signed certificate. On the left, in the
yeah,
middle window, there's a Mohit self-signed certificate is there.
yes, this is the one I
Correct.
created.
Just
Yeah,
double click on that place
yeah,
and it will open. See, if you
yeah.
see the certification path, issued to and issued by is the same person, right? Now,
Yes,
if you
right.
go to any other company site like ICICI or Citibank, you will see that
Yeah,
the certificate is issued by GoDaddy or something, right? Or some
right,
verified. So
right,
in
right,
that
right.
case, if you want to host your website publicly, you have to actually get a public certificate from that certificate authority. So what they will do is that you have to generate a certificate request, public
Right.
key and private key. You never share your
Yeah.
private key. You send the certificate request, which has a public key, and the certificate authority will generate a certificate on your behalf, and they will charge a nominal fees for that, depending
Okay.
upon the
Yeah.
purpose. And then you have to
Mhm.
import that certificate here. Yes, Mohit, over to you.
Okay. So, Akash, there were three options for the certificates. One is which you just explained, like certificate authority, right? And then this domain certificate. Then it was self-signed certificate, which self-signed is the one which I am
Correct.
the owner of the website, so I can do it myself as well. For the domain certificate
Right.
and the CA ones which you explained, I think that was for the ones if we want to have the connection over TLS for the external users, right?
Correct.
So that
So
they
if you
can
go for a domain
identify.
certificate, in that
Yeah.
case, you have a domain controller. and you have a root CA and private and sub CA in your environment, right? But the problem
Right.
here is that that
Mhm.
is your Active Directory. That certificate, your entire Active Directory trust boundary trusts that certificate. But as soon as you go to the outside world, okay, if I
Yeah.
am
Yeah.
going through my internet and I try to access it, outside world
Mhm.
is not going to trust you. It will still come as an
Yeah.
exclamation mark. But your
Yes, it
domain
will still come
certificate
as.
inside the Active Directory will validate, because what happens when you request a domain certificate, that certificate is issued by a root CA, which is actually part of your domain, or root CA or sub CA, which is a part of your domain. And the certificate information is known to the Active Directory because your root CA and sub CA is a part of a configuration
Mhm.
partitions,
Yeah.
and your
Mhm.
every network, every machine trusts that. That is the
Okay.
reason. So this is the difference between a
Okay.
domain certificate, self-signed certificate, and the third one is the your
CA
certificate of,
ones.
say, GoDaddy or something. Very
Got it. Got
wonderfully done. It was the right thing which I was expecting it.
Yes.
And
So
in my
this is
in
what.
my
Mhm.
solution, I have not covered about the certificates. That's the reason behind it, and you have actually covered that. That is wonderful job. Uh,
Yeah. So
One
I
important
created
thing is
this.
that
Yep. Yep.
you have installed IIS using the GUI. Try to use more towards the command line. There's a PowerShell command, single line command. It will do
Okay.
everything. Why? Because it will help you in future in the automation parts when you have to do automation. Okay. So
Mhm.
there's a
Okay.
bootstrap script which will automatically take care of it. So in
Okay.
Windows, people has a habit of using GUI, right? And I suggest that
Yes.
please start using the command lines for PowerShell.
Command.
That will increase your skill sets also.
Sure, I
Okay,
will add to add that to-do list as well. I'll delete this. I'll remove the
perfect.
role and I'll add it again using command
That's okay.
line.
You can terminate the machine. You can create another machine and do the practicals.
Yeah,
There
that too
is
I
no
can do.
harm in
Yeah, that too.
that.
And then what
So
next step I performed is, I'm sorry, were you saying something, Akash?
yeah, no, no, please go ahead, Mohit.
And then after creating the certificate, then we have to go to sites and we have to
Mhm.
click our site, and then we have to bind the certificate to a site. When then we go on bindings under actions, we have to check. Earlier there was only http 80 with port 80, so what I did is add it over here, and I have to click the type of the certificate, for the type of the port I want to use for that certificate to be binded to. So I use this type HTTPS because I wanted the TLS ones. And after that, I used the certificate which was available, which we created just in the last step. Here it would be available, and we select this and OK, and that's all. Once it is binded, we can access it through HTTPS, but it will still give us warning. If you guys see HTTPS, and okay, there is this wrong. It's 51. It
So
still shows
you,
not secure because it is a self signed certificate.
yes, Mohit, can you go to your screen and show where did you create the certificate in application pool or which place once again, so that people can
Yeah, sure.
understand it? So guys,
Like
just need to pay attention here in application pool. No,
under
yeah.
sites,
Uh,
and
in the
oh, you want
sites.
me to show
Yes.
where I created this? Okay, on the top
Right. This is
hierarchy,
this is the
you see.
place of our application pool. You have a
Yeah,
server certificate and you have to create the certificate from there. Now, once
yeah.
you create the
Oh,
certificate under
okay,
sites, you can have multiple sites. There you have to
right.
bind it.
Okay.
So, guys, please pay attention. This is one of the good work which Mohit and the team A has done it. Another thing is that Mohit, you can prepare your own index.html, which we have prepared during static website, and you can
Yes.
go to C
Yes.
drive, inetpub, and
Yeah.
paste
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It is clearly
Right.
mentioned in
Right.
the video.
Right. I was just, as I told you, like I had office. I mean, in the morning because
Okay,
I slept like yesterday at 2, and then morning 6:30 I got awake because 7 a.m. I had office 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. and then I was like too much sleepy in the
really
evening.
appreciate your hard work. That is really, really nice, Mohit. Thank you so much. So, Mohit,
Mm,
will come to your questions because other participants has to present, and then we'll open the
Sure.
questions forum.
Sure. Should
So,
I stop sharing now?
yes,
Right.
yes.
Okay.
Group B, are you there on the call? Who is going to present from Group B? Hi, someone from Group B is there? Okay, so can we go to Group C in that case? Satya, can you hear me?
Hello. Hi, Akash. I'm Shruti Rupa from Group C.
Okay, please start the sharing screen because I think Group B, no one is there. I thought I have disconnected. Thanks that you responded. I thought I am disconnected completely. No problem. Please share your screen, and that was a nice
Okay.
presentation given by Mohit. So let's see what is Group C has done. Over to you, Group C, please.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, absolutely fine. And I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So, as someone already said, we don't have many members and we all tried. And as whatever Mohit did, it is the same thing that we were done, but for some reason we don't have the screenshots. But now we are talking about the problems that we are currently facing and we have not resolved yet. So here what happened is I could actually able to, run the instance and connect it to the RDP, to the system through RDP. And I could also open the system as well. But then I stopped the instance yesterday, and in the morning when I'm trying to start the instance, it is giving me some issues, like it is not getting connected to the RDP, and we did not get
The
enough
reason,
time
very
to
good.
trouble.
Very, 1 minute, hold on. Since this is a problem, let me answer this. I have clearly told in the video, if you stop the instance and start it again, your public IP gets changed. So if you see
Okay,
this, your public IP address is different. Can you scroll down towards the right? See, if you reboot it, it is not going to change. So if you go
right.
to the details section, please scroll up, details section, details tab on the yes. Now, if you see this public IP is 113.126.40.176,
Okay, right.
you note
Mm-hmm.
this IP address in a notepad and stop the instance and start it again. It will change. Private is never going to change in the lifetime. Okay. But if
Right.
you reboot it, will it change? Answer is no. So what you have to do is that your IP is getting changed. So you have to click on connect and download the RDP client again. Otherwise, you can just type MSTSC, which I have shown it, right? Click on connect, please.
I
Now you have to
actually did.
download.
Yeah, I downloaded it twice, thrice, but it was not getting connected.
Can you download it right now once again, please, for me? Let's do
Okay,
it.
okay, I'll do
It's,
this.
yes, just it's a 2 minutes job.
Sure.
And save it.
Let me
And
share the screen, entire screen. You won't be able to see everything. Wait a minute.
and now you have to go get the administrator password also.
Yes. Wait.
Click on get password and click on browse. It will work. There's no doubt that it will not work at all. Perfect.
Okay.
Now this is the password. Click on this. Type administrator. Yes.
You
Connect.
can see the connection that is trying to happen, right? The screen.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's go to the security group. I understand there's a problem with the security group. This instance has a security group. So if you scroll down on the security, you have a security group. Yes. See, I can see
Yeah.
this. Click on this direct, right click on it. Right click on the security group name, open in link in a new tab. It will open the security group, and let's see the security group. Inbound rules. Can you show me the inbound rules, please? Yes. Edit inbound rules, and your sources might be changed. So add another rule. Remove this rule. There's a cross mark. No, no. Okay, no problem. Let's go ahead and add the rule, please. Once again, RDP. Just type RDP in the filter, please. Right. And type my IP.
Right.
See, your IP is changed.
Right.
Guys, please pay attention. The previous IP was 15. I told you if you reboot your router, your IP will change. Save rules. Now it should
Okay.
connect. Please go ahead. Did
Okay.
it solve your problem?
Yes, I guess it's solved. So every time if we, stop the instance, we'll have to go through the same thing, or there is some other thing that we can do.
No, there are two different things. If you stop the instance, you restart the instance. Sorry, if you stop and start the instance, your IP will change. So you have to download the file. Otherwise, you can go to command prompt cmd.exe in your laptop. Type mstsc. No need of doing it. Go to cmd.exe uh, in the search window next to star cmd.exe. Correct. Type mstsc. Correct. Done. And type the IP address directly. You know the IP address, how to get the IP address of the machine. Go to instances and you'll get the IP address. No, this is not the correct one. I think you have not changed the security group. Can you check it? Did you save the security group?
Okay. I did save. It's the older one. It's showing. I'll just go to the instances again.
Mhm. Guys, we are just taking some time because this is very important from a learning point of view, and we cannot neglect this. This is very important, which you are learning it here. Okay, let's get the IP address, select this machine, checkbox, and then get the IP address first. Okay, copy the IP address. There is a copy button at the beginning.
Yeah, but it's again
Yeah,
13.
that's okay. That is the IP address of the virtual machine. Now you have to check the security group.
I'll be putting the IP address over here, right?
Absolutely. This is a machine IP address. Now check the security group. Is that security group is allowing yours? See, now it's came. So
Yeah.
before doing that, click on more choices. Yes, and type use a different account, type administrator, and still if you're not able to log in, it is a security group which is creating a problem. Are you following my steps here?
Yes, I did.
Now get password and done. So guys, group C has also done a good work. Because of group C, you will be able to know what is the troubleshooting you have to do. Okay, now
Okay.
you're done. Click on
Yeah.
yes. So you understand it. If you restart the machine, it is your IP will change. And if you're still not able to log in, check your security group. Correct? Instead
Okay.
of that, if you type 0.0.0, it will become open to all.
Okay, I'm just closing it right now. So, thank you so much. Now, there's another problem that we want to discuss with you about. So, I'll be handing it over to someone.
Okay, we have
Yeah,
a sufficient time.
cool.
Hey, if
Thank you
group
so
C,
much.
if you are available on the call, please put in the chat that you are available because we call out group B. Since no one responded, we move to group C. So if group B is available, please put it on the chat.
Yeah, I'm handing it over to someone. Then, yeah, someone.
Thank you, Shruti. Yeah, thank you, Shruti. Hi, Akash.
Mhm.
So I just did the same steps as you had mentioned. Sorry, just to confirm, I am audible, right? Yeah. Okay. So just I followed up with all your steps in the video that you shared across. I just faced one issue is that I've created multiple security groups, but I'm not able to see them as under RDP. I see them under SSH, and I'm not sure. I just double check them every time, stop the instance, create a new security group, but every time I get the SSH client when I have to fetch the password and go forward
Would
with
you
the
like to
remote
share your
connection.
screen, please?
Yeah, I'll just do that.
Let's look into that also.
um, Let me know if you see my screen.
Yes. Now
Yeah.
you are using
There's
SSH
just
clients because I tell you the reason behind it. You are not using a
I
Windows machine.
just
Can you go to instances, please? While creating the machine, it was clearly told that in the search box you have to type Windows. That is the reason you're getting a separate client.
okay.
And I tell you how to identify it. Select any one of the machine. Now, below is called a description tab. You see details, security, networking at the bottom. This is a horizontal tab, vertical, below vertical tab. Yes, you can drag that screen towards the top. Yes.
Mhm.
Now see this. You have a if you scroll down, not up, sorry, scroll
Okay.
up, please. Now you go to details sections, please.
Yeah.
Now, if you see the details section, you'll see the AMI used. Come down. See
AMI ID.
AMI ID.
Yeah.
Correct. And this is a AMI HVM Amazon 2, right? It's a
Mhm.
Amazon machine you have used. You have not used Windows machine.
Oh,
So while
okay.
creating an instance, can you click on launch instance, please? Let's make this PowerPoint simple for everyone. Click on the launch instance on the right-hand side corner. Absolutely right. Now you have to select free tier only.
Yeah,
First
I
important point,
did. I
free tier.
guess I did the first one. The first
Correct.
one I have used the T2 micro here.
That is what the
But I've
problem is. So if you
yeah.
click on the free tier on the left-hand side, that is very important because Windows certain times people don't select the free tier. On the, yeah, select that. Now you have to type Windows in the search box
Okay, I missed this part. Yes, I get it
and
now.
hit enter button. Now this is what you have to do. Okay,
Okay, got it. Got it. Yeah, yeah.
perfect.
My bad.
So
It's
this
my bad.
is
Yeah.
no, it's the same thing. Trust me, when I started my journey, I faced the exact problem and I troubleshooted for 3 hours and then I realized, okay, so it's not that you are actually doing some mistake out of the box. You're doing the same mistake which everyone does it.
Okay. Okay. And also, Akash, I just wanted to mention because I was stuck here, but I was trying to debug these issues through, the AWS documents, like where I could actually take it forward. Because I just compared the security details and everything with all my team members as well, and they were coming almost to be same, but I never got this point. So thanks for that. But later, when I was going through some of the Google descriptions and other documents, I came down to one point where like you mentioned when Mohit was presenting, that you could use an index.html file, and then you can probably use that to actually launch the web server. And people were using putty and doing the sudo there, and they were just using putty for
Someone
launching the web servers to the.
answer
Yeah,
to your
sorry.
question is that is a Linux server. So
Correct. Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
interrupting you because I understand your question. That is a
Mm-hmm.
launching a Linux server. Currently, we launch a Windows server. I
Mm-hmm.
will be taking a small session on how to launch a Linux server. Instead of using putty, there's a Git shell is there, and
Okay. Mm-hmm.
I will explain that. It's not a part of this. The part of this was to launch a Windows server and launch a website. Linux server is a little bit complicated. We will be taking in the next section. Why? Because someone at that time, I don't have to explain you about the security group. I don't have to explain you about the key pairs. I just have to launch a Linux server and have to explain you how to log in. So if I started directly with the Linux server, there will be too much of variables. What is key pair? What is security group? why the IP is changing when we stop and start the instances. These are type of variables I want to eliminate it. And now when I go with a Linux, I will explain you with the simple terminology of using Git shell rather than in using putty. I will explain both of them, no doubt about it, but I have to prepare a video for that. So let's park this in the parking lot. Let's keep it for the next sessions, SSH and EC2 of Linux machines or whatever you say.
Okay. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Yep.
I just don't want to
Um,
confuse anyone else right now.
yeah, actually, I was going through a lot of resources and I landed up to this part. So I just wanted to discuss if this was familiar to what the assignment asked for. But yeah, I get it now. We are working on Windows and that was on Linux server. So
Right.
yeah, that's totally
So
fine.
if you see
Yeah.
the assignment is clearly saying that you have to create a T2 micro Windows machine, and then you have to explain it. And then in the video which you have seen, might seen have yesterday, I have actually told that you have to select free tier, select Windows and hit enter. If you do not hit enter there, you will not get Windows machines. But definitely, someone, your questions will be answered by, I will be preparing a presentation on that, on Linux and how to launch a Linux instance also, and Amazon AMI also.
Yep. Thanks, Akash. I'm done for my question.
Yeah.
Yep. I'll
Okay.
retry doing and launching a new security group. Yep. Thank you.
Correct. So you will have a summon solution also by end of today, and you understand about the certificate also. The purpose is that you can use what Mohit has explained. First of all, I request you to watch the solution video, and after watching the solution video, you try the advanced thing which Mohit has shown to the entire audience. So again, a call for Group B. If you are there, please let us know. Otherwise, we'll move to Group D.
Akash,
Group
before
D,
we
are you
move
there?
on to team D, Group D, one additional input here, guys. As I said, we will be closing these WhatsApp groups. Please go through the suggestion or a solution given by Akash. If you have any questions or additionally on the solution or you have any suggestions, just give it in the WhatsApp group by next week. So till that time, the WhatsApp group will be active. So we are there to support you. In case you get any questions, okay, the solution itself doesn't answer, we have still more questions, you can put it there in WhatsApp. Just a note. Yeah. Back to you, Akash.
Perfect. So Group B, another call for you. Okay, if you're not there, what about Group D? Are you there, Group D?
This is Prasanna. I am here from Group D. But if
Please
anybody
go
wants
ahead.
to go first, else I can go ahead. Okay, so what I have done yesterday is that I have followed through the video very thoroughly, and I haven't faced any issue in the process of creating the remote machine. All that I would say is, I mean, it was an aha moment for me, especially me coming from a legal background and with no technology background to host a remote machine. So it was great. I created the instance. I mean, I have created the keys and all that. But the biggest mistake or one thing that I have done towards the end is I've terminated the instance very, very thoroughly following your instructions. So I don't have anything to show. My instances are all terminated. So that's where it is. No doubts, no doubts at all in the process. Um, Only question that I have is that when we create these virtual machines, in again, in the realistic scenario, in the complex organizations, how does this work? Let's say the teams who actually created for the organization, the security teams will be enabling them, and then how does this work? Who will manage these? And how will the users be able to use this? Just wanted to understand that from that perspective.
Okay. So from a business point of view, the business actually creates different accounts. Why they create different account is that to segregate the workload. production account is different, UAT is different, and test is different, and developer account is different. Now, in production account, there's a separate dedicated team which is actually working in the production account, which takes the request from them and then they create the machine because those workloads and web servers will be hosted on the internet. So security of the production account is taken utmost importance. It does not mean that you can neglect the security of the dev account or UAT account. But dev accounts, you actually allow developers also to create a virtual machines of their own, and you create a rule which says that okay, you're not allowed to launch more than T2 micro or T3 micro. These are the machines which are allowed. So developer can do the testing, check their code, everything, and everything is working fine. And there is another scenario where there's a complete CI/CD pipeline is being followed. In the CI/CD pipeline, what happens? You give a code, it automatically checks for that, and then the code is automatically deployed to the test environment, UAT environment, development environment, and finally to the production. So in practical scenario, who is going to create the machine? The answer is that for a production environment, there is a cloud administrator job. So this is what there are large amount of jobs which are available in the cloud environment, cloud administrator, cloud, and all those things. Now, from Prasanna, from your career point of view, we need a legal people also. Why? Because to understand cloud. So when people will come to you, they will talk about all these things. They will talk about multi-tenancy. So from a legal point of view, you have to understand that whether it is right to do this or not. And then fortunately or unfortunately, there are uh, uh, strict guidelines coming for cloud also, which was it's pretty new right now. So in that way, this is the answer to your entire question that who creates it. Production environment is tightly controlled. Did I answer it, Prasanna, or you need anything else? Please let me know.
Yeah, I think you have answered it. I was probably asking it more from the administration piece of it. Like, the production team definitely will do that. Let's
Right.
say, there are around 10,000 users in the company who would want to log into those machines. So, how does that work? Would it be a
Very nice
completely a
question. Very, very nice question. So, see, when you create, see, 10,000 users does not log into the machine. Or you have, that is why I have given you exercise of installing a IIS, basically, web server, because people will be using your application. So, for example, if you go to Amazon, you're not logging into the Amazon server, right? You're using an application of Amazon and adding it. So on these web servers, which will be there at this, there will not be single web servers. There will be multiple web servers, and there will be no public IP. They will be working on a private IP, and a load balancer will come into picture. So you will be hitting a load balancer. Load balancer will take to any of the servers. That will present you a web page. For identity, you can use username and password, and you can also federate. For example, if you go to uh, Amazon, you can Amazon is maintaining its own user ID and password. But if you go to any other sites, they ask you, do you want to log in through LinkedIn? You want to log in through Google? So federation can come. So this is very, very nice question. Please pay attention. Prasanna has asked a wonderful question. How to log in? So login is actually there's a complete team which is called identity and access management teams, which actually helps you to design a login. Either you have to use a federation or you have to use something. If for example, if you are hosting a site for a banking, you cannot use federation at that time. You have to use your own. But if you're hosting a book site, right, where you can actually order for a book, and in that case, it's not very complicated. It's not a huge transaction because you will have a limit that okay, Akash Gupta, if log into my site, he can rent a book for and maximum book he can rent is 2 books at a given period of time. So in that case, instead of creating a username password, you can federate it. You can federate with Google, you can federate with Facebook. So once I log in into your site, right, and will come to log in, use your Facebook ID, use your Google ID. So in that case, you are not maintaining the responsibility of user ID and password. But otherwise, if you want to do it, you can create your own account. In that case, user ID and password will be stored with you, and you have to have it. Right, Prasanna?
Got it. Thank you. Thanks, Akash.
Well, Prasanna, you can see the solution also, and it will be very easy. Guys, what Prasanna has done, she terminated the machine, and this is very important. I request every one of you, don't keep your machine running. Either you stop it and then start it, the IP will change, no problem. Otherwise, please terminate the machine. No need to waste the resource unnecessarily and pay the money, okay?
Yeah, I strongly followed your instructions. You said after some 172 hours, you will be charged. So
It's it's
immediately.
it's seven it's 750 hours. You're
Yeah,
absolutely right.
sorry,
After
750.
750 hours, you charge.
So immediately
Correct.
terminated.
Yeah, see, Prasanna, whatever you are doing it, I tell you one thing, I have done the same thing. I have used to do practicals for 6 to 7 hours just to make sure that this practical is over and I terminate my machine because I don't want to pay a single penny from my pocket. And whatever you have done is absolutely right. Complete your practicals, terminate it, recreate the machines. Creating the machine will not take much time. Why I should pay for it? When AWS is and Azure and GCP is providing free of cost. But yes, when it comes free of cost, be careful. It is T2 micro, not anything else. So don't start creating the machines and don't share your password because if someone else knows your password and create the machine, you have to pay for it. Guys, any more questions? Okay, group B, again, final call. If you are not there, we'll move to, we are done with group A, group C, and group D, right?
Akash, this is Vivek.
Yes.
Yeah, I have yesterday's session. It's nice. I went through in my console. Pakka, there is no any problem. I can able to take everything. So as he told today morning, one session, one guy showing about that IAS, you instruct to do in the automation in the something command line mode. That is what it's going to be a next
There's a
moment.
PowerShell command. You just type in Google PowerShell command for installing IIS. You will get it.
Yeah, same thing like that. I tried that yesterday session in the Terraform or any cloud formation. I'm just started yesterday night. I'm not able to complete, but let me try. If any issue, I will come up with the question on next session.
Yeah. So in before you do that, in Terraform, there's already scripts which are available. You just
Okay.
type the Terraform template for launching web server, Windows web server. You'll get a complete script. In that script actually runs the command.
Okay. 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 Good. Thank you.
So it's already available. It's a ready-made template which is available. You just have to type it and you will get it.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
But my
Sure.
suggestion is that let's not use Terraform as of now. Try to
Mhm.
do manual because I encourage each and every person to use it manually. Click step by step with a GUI so that your mind gets recorded, right? Your mind gets start recording it. Your mind is very intelligent in seeing the pictures. If you see a movie, you can recall it very quickly. Similarly, if you do it yourself, right click, left click, you will be able to capture it. Now, second step is that use command lines to automate it. And the third step is make it a infrastructure as a code using Terraform. So
Okay.
I leave it to you, but I encourage people to do this way.
Sure. I got your note, man. Thank you very much. Sure. I will do it.
Perfect. So we don't have any candidate from Group B. Forum is open for the questions. If you have a question, please come out of the mute and ask your questions.
So Akash, if we stop the instance, then we won't be billed, right?
Yes, absolutely. You have to
No,
stop the instance.
not just stopping, terminate.
Oh, not just
No, no,
stopping, we
stop.
have to terminate.
Terminate.
No,
So I'll tell you the
let me.
reason. Akash, maybe just give me two minutes. There is a secret, or I can say, or experience sharing. So what I
Okay.
used to do is I simply say, okay, stop, and it is not going to bill me. So what happens is when you are adding EC2, you take the normal one, it's fine. But if you are adding storage component, right? The storage components, whether you, even though you stopped it, it starts build, right? So unless you terminate it, I mean, unless you terminate it, it will not be unbuilt. That's the way to see. So the EC2 itself, in case you are not using a volume addition, it's okay. But if you are adding volume, then you will be charged. So that's one thing you need to understand. So stopping alone doesn't mean that you stop the billing. Akash, to you back.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
I
actually,
just
I was
stopped in
coming. No, I was coming to that only. So on the left-hand side, absolutely right, Satya. You actually told the right point. So on the left-hand side, if you see, there's something called volumes, correct? Under EC2, you have a volumes. The volume is under Elastic Block Store, correct? Mohit, do you want to share your screen that
I'm not
everyone could
able to
understand?
see volumes. Okay, sure. I'll
No
share my
problem.
screen.
Share the screen,
One
please.
more thing
So
is
this
the
is very,
EC2 is free, but the ELB is not. Huh?
I'm sorry.
we did
Up
What?
to
not cover
ELB,
ELB.
ELB up to some extent only. The charges for ELB is more costly.
Okay.
Elastic load balancer. Again, if you are
Yeah.
using a load balancer, and even the volume, when you are adding the storage volume, that also get billed. So we need to be very careful on what is billed, what is not billed. So idea, it's always better if you don't use it, just terminate it. And what you do is before terminating, you can take a snapshot of that machine and keep the snapshot with you. So snapshot actually takes the current state of the machine, volumes attached, and in case you have some current data, everything will be in the snapshot, right? You can,
But
only thing what
but
you're missing is the data. So you can actually build the machine again with the snapshot. We didn't cover that here, but that's the way to run it. Otherwise, you need to have that thought flow that yes, it is going to be built in case I leave it for a long time.
one important point to add, snapshot will also cost you because it again takes the volume. So,
Correct.
Mohit,
No,
you want to share the screen?
yeah, volume again.
Am I audible? Because
Yes.
Chrome is not responding when I tried to share. Let me rejoin it. Just give me 1 minute.
Okay. Anybody else have it? Then maybe we can open that and use that screen for explanation what that means. So one more aspect regarding billing, guys. Billed, even if it is billed for $10, it's big for Indian rupees. So what happens here is when you are using a free instance, you didn't added any volumes, you're just using a free instance. You believe it's free, but the only thing you need to also understand is the internet transaction. The network traffic also gets billed. There is a separate bill for that. So that's again, there is a number of hours, a number of data which is being transacted depending upon that the bill counts. So right. So in case you are using your own money to learn during the learning cycle, at least be aware of all this. Just go to the section called billing. What is being billed, what is not being billed before you explore any of the aspects.
And now, right? I'm in. Are you guys able to hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll share my screen now.
Perfect.
So here is it.
So if you go on the left-hand side, you see images and Elastic Block Store.
Images. Yeah, images and
Below
Elastic.
that, volume.
Okay, volumes.
So if you remember, you created a storage during creating a virtual machine, correct?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
This is the storage.
Okay. Okay.
So when you
So we are
terminate the
adding this.
machine, this storage is also released, right? And when you
Okay.
stop the machine, and stopping means you are not getting charged for the machine which is running. But what about this
But
hard disk?
storage.
Yes. So there's a
Yeah.
nominal charge for it. And what Satya told is $10 is costly for us because it comes to 750 rupees, right?
$10 for how much? Like per month? If we exceed that,
No,
our
no, no.
limit?
It's not $10 per month. It was just an example which Satya has given.
Okay.
But even if
Okay.
it is a $10, it is costly for us. Volume cost is very cheap. If you go and type AWS free tier volume cost, again, there is a 30 GB per month free. I am
Okay.
sure about it. So maximum hard disk which you can use is 30 GB per month free. So in that case, if you're creating one virtual machine and that virtual machine is Windows and that is stopped, it will not cost you because 30 GB of volume is free for you.
Okay.
Getting my point?
Yep.
So
Yep. Got it.
that's the trap. That's a trap, or you say that's the answer to your question. If you're creating one virtual machine, see 750 hours is written, right?
Yeah.
Free tier, 750 hours, and then you go for volumes. It will say that 30 GB is free, not S3. S3 is 5 GB.
Yeah. Volumes. Okay, probably it would be
On the left hand
next.
side, you can search volumes also, right? Storage.
Oh yeah.
Left hand side, there is a checkbox. 12 months free. Yes. And then
Sure.
come down and search for the storage volume. Yes. Go on the left hand side, search for the storage. It will come. You have selected 12 months free. Yeah. Product categories. Yes.
Storage.
Now see that. Okay.
Yeah, this is what even I was thinking. I don't think volume is free.
Yeah, I can tell you how it is free. Come down. Can you go to
I
launch instance? Only
okay.
one machine it is allowed. You cannot go for more than one machine. Okay.
That might be the
Because
case.
that's the maximum limit. So can you go
So
to
launch
instances?
instance.
Okay.
Yep.
That's the
Go one. Hold on. Go on launch instance and let's understand this thing because I was just trying to explain you and
Stop.
clear the doubts of everyone. Okay. Wait.
Sure.
Select free
Yeah.
tier, please. And this time,
Yeah.
don't select the Windows machine. Select the first one, Amazon.
This one.
Select
Okay.
this.
Linux too.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we are not going to create it. Okay. Now, come configure instance details. Now, come next, add storage.
Okay. We have to keep everything default.
See, wait, it is taking 8 GB, right?
Yes.
And read the
8 GB,
message
yeah.
below.
Free
Read the
tier
message
eligible
below.
customers can get up to 30 GB of EBS general purpose SSD or magnetic storage. Learn more about free usage tier eligibility and usage restrictions. Yep.
So you get the answer to your question, right? If you have
Yeah.
three Windows, if you have a three Linux machine, it will add up to 24 GB.
24 GB.
If you have four Linux machine, it is 32 GBs because four volumes will be created. You're not getting any additional volume. So you will be, if your machine is stopped, you will be get charged for 2 GB only, which is the minimum price. But if you're using single Windows machine, that will consume all the 30 GB. So that single
And
machine is okay. But if you create two machines,
two
then in
machines,
that case,
then
there
it'll
are
be.
two volumes are
Yeah.
there. So if you
Yeah.
stop them, you will get charged for other volume, not for that.
Yeah. Got
Correct.
it.
And that is why I've written that if you see in my video, yesterday video, I've clearly told, don't create multiple machines unnecessarily. If you want to
Yes.
create one Windows machine, create one Windows machine, stop it. Now, again, if you take a snapshot, that will again take the snapshot of another 30 GB. So be careful when you take a snapshot, it takes 30 GB plus 30 GB. So you have 60 GB. Correct?
Oh, okay.
It's not a
So
production
snapshot
machine, so don't
isn't
take. So
like a
snapshot is
compressed
not
version?
required.
Okay.
In snapshot is like a photo at a particular point of time.
Yeah.
So
Like a backup.
once you run to restore it, you restore it. It's not a production data. So don't take a snapshot, stop the machine, start it, one machine only at a time. But what Satya told, terminate it. My suggestion is also same for everyone. Please terminate it. Redo the things again.
Oh yeah, that is
But
doable. I mean, it is not.
if you ask me that I am creating one Windows machine, I stop it, will I be charged? I will say that you will not be charged because that is one Windows machine and maximum 30 GB is free.
Free. Okay.
But if you create
But,
two machines and stopped it, yes, you will be charged.
yeah, because it crosses the 30 GB limit.
Yeah.
So if you go, if you have a link AWS free tier, right? I request everyone to read that link.
This one.
Free tier.
Free
So
tier.
still just time is there. Can you go to your AWS accounts and go to the billing? Guys, this is very, very important. Please pay attention.
Billing.
On your account, on the top, there is an administrator. Okay,
Yeah.
you can go from here, billing. Let's go to billing. You can set up an alert. No, from services, go to billing. Yes, yeah,
Okay.
both places. You can go from many places. Now, important thing, this is something important which I want to share with you. Since Satya has pointed it out, thank you so much, Satya. Guys, please pay attention. You can set up your alerts. Okay, budget on the left hand side. You can set up the currency also. It is showing in dollars. You can change it. Create and manage budget. You can set up, add notification to your budget. You can send a notification to your email address. For example, you know that you cannot spend more than $5. You can create a notification. Click on create budget. See, it's cost budget. Set your budget. And now you can change it. How much you want to spend monthly, name of the budget.
I see.
Or daily. You can give any name, budget, month budgets, month of the budget, or whatever you need.
Monthly budget.
And then click on next button, please.
Next button. I think
No, you
select
put the budget amount.
Oh yeah.
Yes. So it is in dollar. Mohit, you have to change this currency also. You can put
No,
in
he's
rupees
okay, right?
also.
He's in US.
Yeah, I'm in Canada, so that's fine.
Canada, yeah.
So in that case, Mohit, you can put $10.
Okay.
$10. 10. Perfect. Come down. Those who are in India, they have to change the currency mode.
From
And
where?
then-
May I know where to change the currency mode?
I will let you know.
Okay. Cost and refunds credits. Net cost. Okay, that's it. Should we begin?
Yeah, that's it.
With the next step? Okay. Configure thresholds. Define your budget threshold. 80%. That will be $8. Right? It will give me an alert if it crosses $8, right?
Correct.
Absolutely. And it will send you an email.
Yeah, I've added this. That's it, right? I don't think.
Absolutely. And confirm budget. Done. If it is more than this one, 80%, it will give you the email.
That's nice.
So as soon as it reaches,
one more aspect, guys. For S3, it is actually the money is very low, like 0.001 or something, very small money. It so happens, right, as a student or as a learner, you end up actually testing a lot of things and kept it there, and it will not be reaching the limit. Most of the cases, that's what I observed, and we forget, and we land into another work. And in office, generally, we have a lot of activities to do, and we forget. And you get to know at the end of the month that the bill reached to some major extent. So what is my recommendation is maybe you keep the limit even a smaller, like maybe even 0.05 or 0.5, so you understand what is happening. That's another way of saying the way to save your money. So throughout I used only the free tier, but while I was going through the certification, AWS certification, even I think Akash might have also faced, because we were students, we are learning, right? So there are chances that we keep it terminated, or we might have created some S3 bucket, or we might have opened some Lambda. A lot of things we do and we cannot see it. There is another aspect there is another aspect where how do you see all these resources at one place? That is another thing which we need to learn. We can't cover it today, but the idea is just cover that also. So that's again about reducing the money what you are spending on cloud. While it is cheap, I mean, it is just like 0.01 is nothing. But when it's accumulated for months, for example, you forgot it, then it is going to be a big bill on your bucket. That's be aware about that. Whenever you are creating, I think first thing to do is the one what we just discussed. Create your alert of a minimum budget so that you get alert immediately. Yeah. So this we are speaking based on our learning. At the time, I don't have anybody to tell. I was doing it myself. So I have to pay the penalty. So that's why I'm very carefully explaining this to you so that you won't do the mistake I did it.
For me, they reimbursed. That to $150.
It went? Okay, see? No, a lot of people told me, no, it's not you, Satya. Everybody goes
I
through this.
I don't even remember the account credentials for my that account.
Okay. Okay. Now you want to know how to change the currency, right? Can you go towards your account, please? Let's cover that also quickly. Okay. Now on the right hand side, you have a my account. You're under.
Just one thing for S3 buckets as well, we cannot leave them like just created over there.
See,
That
what
also
Satya is
thing.
trying to no, no. What Satya is trying to say is that you can create a bucket. Now, if you upload the object and it is free for 5 GB, correct? There's a
Yes.
time.
Okay.
And what Satya told that Akash has faced it. Yes, I faced it. I uploaded 10 GB of a data and I
Okay.
forget it. I created entire web application using Elastic Beanstalk and all those things, and it was 10 GB of data. How does it reach to 10 GB? I really don't know. There was a huge image file and all those things, and there's an MP4 I have uploaded. I was very happy. When bill came, I realized, okay, I crossed 5 GB, and now it is automatically deducted from my credit card account. I don't have to even cancel that. It's happily deducted. So you have to enjoy that.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is what they're saying, that if you upload a data, delete the data, but upload and deletion both costs. So it is accumulative 5 GB. So if you go to the free tier, click on storage, they explains each and every point. There's nothing called hidden in AWS. Over to you, Satya. You're saying something, please.
No, it's transparent. The billing is very transparent. If you continuously monitor it, what happens for us is like as like any other people, right? We are people, obviously, that we create and forget. Unlike us, it's actually the counter keeps clicking, right? It continuously measures how much data is there and even the logs. And one more thing, you also test logs, right? You like to use the cloud trail. Okay, let me send the cloud trail also to S3 bucket. So what happened to trial is like whenever you're logging in, log out, the logs are being created as well. That you don't see because the logs are being stored again as a bucket in the storage in S3. That also say takes the money. We believe yes, it is in the free tier, but we need to be aware of the limits. There are certain limits. Beyond that, everything gets built, right? So reason why we are spending more time on this is actually what happens is you are a learner. When you hit with money, then you will say, "Arey, yaar, forget about it. Let's not do it anymore." You will be in that frustration zone, and you might stop learning even. Right? It's better, I think, you do this precautions so that you are planning it early in the stage and then continue your learning journey. Don't get frustrated. Be aware that this will happen, and the money is too small for a day, like 0.01001 is nothing, but when it's left for a month or two, it gets accumulated and you will not be even aware that it is getting accumulated. Yeah, so that's the experience. I know I spend a lot of time here, but the reason why we are saying is there are few people, some of my colleagues mentioned that, Satya, I don't want to use AWS anymore. It is killing my purse. It's not because of AWS is killing, it's because of our own practices. You need to be aware that it is paid as per usage, paid as per demand. So if you left it open, obviously it keep on billing. Yeah, just be aware about that.
Okay, so maximum bill which I have paid is 1,800 rupees in a month because of this silly mistakes. And that is why we want to explain it over the session. Another important thing is that, see, your bucket is public, right? It is dangerous. Don't make it public.
Yeah, I'm about to delete it right away.
Yes.
Akash, I have one question. There is one default rule
Uh,
in the security group. Is it cost anything? Because we can't even
no,
delete that.
no. Default security group will not cost you anything. Key pairs will not cost you anything. NACL will not cost you anything. VPC will not cost you anything. The answer to your question is AWS free tier, that link, right? So if you have
Okay.
any doubt whether default security group will cost you anything, don't trust on anyone. Okay, don't trust me also. Go to AWS free tier, search for it, and you'll get the answer.
This one you see, right? The error.html is just a 678 bytes file, right? It actually costs you nothing, right? But if you leave it for 10 months, yes, it might charge you some dollars. But if it is accumulating, let's say the error.html is not error.html but error.log, which is getting accumulated, then there is a chance. So the reason why we don't think that we are exaggerating or something, just we are telling the cautionary messages you need to do. Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah,
I know
absolutely right.
anybody else is there to present. I know we are running short of the time.
Only
as well.
group B is there, Satya. I think group A has done, group C is done, group D is done.
And
Okay.
just
before, yeah, Mohit, go ahead.
I'm sorry, please go ahead.
So I was just saying that group A, group C, and group D is done. Group B is pending. So question forum is open for the questions. And Mohit, just to answer your question, how to change the currency? Can you go to the account, please?
Yeah, and before that,
administer-
Akash, just one thing, as you said, while that Amazon doesn't keep a count it as, okay, this much you have deleted and this much you have it on within the object's memory. So for example, if I upload 5 GB data in a bucket and then delete that 5 GB data, would it still count as 5 GB
yes,
data I've
it will.
already used?
It will count it. I have done the same mistake. It will count it.
Okay.
10 GB. And that is why I told you that don't trust anyone. Go to free tier. Under
Yeah.
free tier, you have to go to S3 and read about it.
Okay. I'll
Remove all the filters and read about it. It will count it. As soon as you upload 2 GB data, you delete it, it will count it.
Okay.
So Mohit, again, requesting, go to the free tier, read it. Under the S3 section. Just reload this page. You are using some filter, that is why it is not coming with. Yes, and in S3, read it.
Storage.
Now see, remove the volumes.
Yeah, I'll remove that too.
Now it will come up, Mohit. Why it is not coming? Okay, reload the, okay, see, storage S3, click on it. 5 GB of standard storage, how much get request, and this is what it is there in the pricing. There's a top pricing. No, Mohit, overview, feature, storage class, pricing.
Yes. Over here.
This is where the place you have to read it carefully. Now, see, these are the factors which Satya was saying, data transfer, the amount of data you are uploading and downloading, replication, everything is there. And see, which was told by Satya, 0.0023 GB.
First 50 TB. Okay.
Perfect. Mohit, you can read this offline. Let's go towards the account and understand how to change the payment.
Yes, yes.
So, Mohit, you can actually go here on the administrator. Your administrator, global support, global and administrator. You have to go to my accounts, Mohit.
Can you give me a sec? Like my laptop is popped off for the charging.
No problem.
Yes, where I have to go?
You have to go to my accounts, drop down, my accounts.
Account.
Correct. And then you see pricing and details somewhere. Now, you
Pricing
are in my
and
accounts,
detail.
right?
Yes.
Under my accounts, you see payment currency preferences.
Oh, yes. Over here, selected currency.
Correct.
USD. Yeah. Here, edit, and we can change to whatsoever we want to. I'll change it to CADs.
Guys, you got the option, right? You can change your currency to Canadian dollar and you can change it to Indian from here. Now, if you set up a budget, you can set up budget in your, once you set up Indian dollar and Indian money, you can, if you want that, okay, it should not be 1,000 rupees, you can set it to 500 or whatever is that. Okay, so I think we have covered almost all the things. Mohit, you can stop the sharing. Thank you so much for being volunteer for this.
Yeah, I had one question actually.
Yeah,
Uh,
please, Shweta, go ahead.
okay, for instances, if we terminated, the IP address will change, right? So what is the option if we want to, assign one
Shweta,
static IP?
if you terminate your instance, everything is gone. Your
Yeah, I
volume is
mean,
gone, your instance is gone. If you want
yes,
a IP, you have to use elastic IP. So the
yes.
same window where Mohit was showing volumes, under network and security, you have an elastic IP. You create the elastic IP and associate with your instance.
I
Okay.
can share the screen again if you want.
No
Yes,
issues.
Mohit,
I
please
was
do it.
before stop screening. I mean, stop sharing. I just wanted to check that it's fine. I got it.
Okay.
Perfect. So you can create your elastic IP and associate the instance with it. So after that, if you stop and start, your AWS will not take care of the IP address. Elastic IP will be attached to it. There is a catch to this. Every resource, if you use it, you pay for it. If you do not use it, you do not pay for it. In elastic IP, it is reverse. As soon as you create an elastic IP, and if you're not using elastic IP, you have to pay for it. So the
Okay.
answer is elastic IP has to be attached to a virtual machine, and that virtual machine has to be running. If you
Okay.
create the elastic IP and it is not attached to a virtual machine, you are paying for the elastic IP. If you are attached to a virtual machine, if you're not attaching to any one of the virtual machine, you are still paying for it. Why? Because it's a resource which you are consuming.
Yes, yes. Got it. Thank you, Akash.
So Akash, it keeps
Um,
the same public IP, you mean, with
Why
that
you need an
elastic
IP
IP?
address, right? Yes. I would say
Okay.
that why you need a static IP address, right? You are doing a testing, right? And as soon
Yeah.
as the testing is finished, what Satya told, let's terminate the machine. If you want to do it, it will not take much time, right? It's not like a
Yeah, yeah,
olden
just
days that you have to order for it.
right, makes sense.
Akash,
Again,
Yeah.
the elastic IPs, there are only 5 elastic IPs free. After that, you need to pay. Okay, that's another thing you need to remember.
Satya, you have to pay for even single IP
But
if you're not using it. Correct.
okay, no, I got 5. I don't know how.
No, five, you can got it. You can get any
Yeah,
n number of IPs. If you want more than five, you have to
yeah.
just raise the soft limit. So you
Raise a
can go for
request.
20 raise the request, you can get it. But if you get elastic IP and you're not attaching to an instance, you pay for it. If you attach to an instance and that instance is stopped, again you pay for it
Yeah,
because you are using the elastic IP resources.
agree.
So guys, there's a soft limit also. Since Satya bring this point, the soft limit is for your safety. You cannot create more than 5 VPCs. You cannot create more than 20 virtual machines so that you don't hit yourself. So that is the soft limit which has been created by AWS. And there's some hard limits also. We can talk about this later. Anyone has any questions? Because we are coming to a 12:30 point. So we have
Akash,
to close
just
this. Mhm.
Akash, just one question. If actually we're using a root account and an administrator account, do we see any differences for these pricing slash billing, what we've discussed so far?
No.
Um,
Pricing is not a difference at all.
okay,
Whatever account you
because
use.
like for example, I was just checking on my root account, and I could not I was not able to spot on the this currency option there for root account
Can you share
in
your
my
screen?
account section. Yeah, I'll just do that.
Maybe I have to check this out, but this is a pretty good options which is available pricing. So pricing is not a difference. You whatever resource you are creating it. Important thing is that your root account multi-factor authentication must be set up. I think someone has discussed about it and we have talked about this, how to set up a multi-factor authentication. You don't see, come down, select for pricing.
Um,
On the left hand side, you have a payment methods.
this okay. This just shows down the card which has
Okay,
been
perfect. Let's
default
go back to
selected.
the go to a billing preferences. I have to check it out why it is not coming. Okay, it's already set up.
I just had set it up just now for the free tier usage alerts and for the billing alerts, because I just created the budget here to send all the
Correct.
invoices to my email ID, but I could not spot on that currency change where we could actually change it to INR or any other currency.
Correct. Mohit, it was in the under which section in the accounts, right?
Yes, Akash, it was under accounts, and I can check too from my end in my root account if it is available or not. If you give me a
Correct.
sec.
That's a wonderful point. I think it should be there, but it is under budget or report. I have to check this out actually.
Because I just created one budget here just now.
Payment currency preference, right?
Can you are you logging with your root account or you are logging with which account?
This is my root account, so I was just checking on my root account, like what all preferences
Would you
do
like
we
to
get
try
here.
with admin account, please, and just check it?
I'll just a moment. I'll just log in back to that.
In the meantime, anyone has any other questions? Otherwise, we are good.
Team, I think we need to be conscious of the time.
Yeah.
So any last questions from anybody? Okay.
I'm just checking for the root account if billing preferences are there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can take your time.
Just 1 minute. Just 1 minute. That's it.
Yeah. So with that will be the last question, Mohit. So considering the time, I think let's try to close with this question.
Again, the final reminder, next one, you are not going to get any assignments. So please feel free to join. We are not going to give you any more assignments and it will be only on Saturdays. So encourage your friends, team
So I
members,
have it.
whoever
I
you
have.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can you share your screen, Mohit, please, once again?
Sure.
So the point is, gets more and more aware about clouds and cloud security. So that is only possible then when you start sharing it, that leader session is there. Okay, so you have to go to this one.
So
this is the
this is
accounts.
my administrator account. I have it over here. And for my root account, also I have it over here.
Because I tell you the reason what is the Sweta is facing a problem. You're clicking on this. Sweta, you have to go to Mohit in your name next to global. Yes, and then you have to click on my account. Don't click on anywhere else. You're clicking on billing.
Yeah.
If you click on billing, it will not come, guys. This is the important thing
not
which I want to say. Don't click on billing dashboard. Click on my account. Can you click on my account? Yes. After clicking on my account, you will see this. There's no doubt that you will not see it. Sweta, can you confirm that? Okay.
Akash, someone this side, yeah. I could see that preference option for administrator, but I'm not sure why don't I see it for my root account.
Can you share the screen, please, someone, just for 2 minutes? I am 100% sure you will be able to see it. You are just clicking it on a wrong option. Can you share the screen, please? Mohit, can you stop it?
Sure. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Akash, even I'm not able to see in my root account actually.
Let's do that. Why not? You will be. Can anyone share it, please?
I think someone is already sharing.
Okay.
Okay, I'll just share it. 1 moment.
Take your time.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
my root account.
You go to my accounts and see that. Come down, please.
Yep.
Come down.
Yeah, they don't have it.
I don't
Strange,
see
very
the.
strange.
Even for me, it's the same actually. Even in root account, it's exactly the same. Even now, I'm not able to
And
see it.
what about
Can you
administrator? When you go to administrator, it is coming.
I'll check that actually.
Sure, I have to check it from my end also. That's pretty. Yeah, Mohit, you're saying something. Please go ahead.
Yeah, is it enabled like IAM account from the root account? That option?
Yeah, that is already. I think they have enabled it. Samar,
And
did you have
from
done that?
there, did you give the billing access when we did that exercise? I think that could be the reason.
No, root
Yes,
account should
actually.
be able to, we should
Yeah,
be able
root
to see the root account, right? So
Yeah,
if it is not in
then
admin account, okay, I can understand. Through IAM, you
yeah,
have to give access, but it's
But
vice
can you
versa,
try
right?
giving? Let's do that, Shweta. Can you just check that box? I am access. Let's see that also, because that is something valid which Mohit is saying. If you give that I am access and then try to log off and log in back, it should work for the rule.
Okay, I'll share my screen. Can you just help me?
Yeah, why not?
So can you see my screen now?
Yes. Come
So this
down,
is my
billing.
root account.
Yes, I agree with you because at the rate account number is not there. So come down.
Yes.
Correct. Click on edit button.
Yeah.
Okay, update, click on update because it should be there only, right? That is the only place which I know. Okay, just can you search for payment currency references, control F and check for it. Otherwise, I will do a research at my end. Payment currency.
No.
No. In the same places when you delegate it.
Okay.
No, not here. Payment method. Uh,
Okay, I
Under
mean
the
here the
section where you
services. Okay.
1 minute, you scroll down, you see the
Okay.
delegation tab there. Alternate context just below that. Come down.
Okay.
Configure. Come down. Yeah. Click on this one.
Edit.
Yeah. Controlling access to your billing information. Okay. Let's give me some time. I will get back to you on
Okay.
this.
Okay.
Why this
Yeah.
is not coming?
Okay. I'll stop sharing.
You understand how to set up an alert, right? And for dollars
Yes.
also, you can set it up. And the important point is that set an alert for free tier and for the amount which you want to spend. Correct? And everyone is aware about AWS free tier page. Correct? Now,
Yes.
at the end of the last session tomorrow, that is next week, we will be sending you a text file with a link, which are the free resources and which are the paid resources, which is available on different places, and you can take a decision accordingly. Anyone has any questions? Otherwise, we'll close the
I
call.
guess I guess we crossed the time a long back, but it's a good interactive discussion. I thought, considering the team size is small, we will close it by maybe in 10 minutes after 12. It's good. Yeah, it's a great interactive session, guys. I'm confident that you learned something today, and we are looking forward for future sessions. Again, I am repeating this part just for benefit of everyone. If you want to become a member, just go ahead and register, and whatever the webinar fees is there, that would be refunded. that option is still available. But if you are choosing not to be a member, then the WhatsApp group will be closed next week, right? Till that time, you can continue to send mails, messages on WhatsApp and be connected. Otherwise, we are available through support@csabangalorechapter.com. And otherwise, we are all available on LinkedIn, and you know our contacts. You can reach us, and then we are here to help, right? Together, we are planning to build, or are actually working on building, a secure infrastructure on cloud, and then also enable you all to move in the career of cybersecurity as well as cloud computing, right? Hope this initiative, what we brought, help you, and we are looking forward to have you here for future sessions. With that, we are closing the session today. Very glad that you actually chosen to be with us, and then I am confident that you learned something today, and you are going to teach some more, and together we can build more. Yeah. With that, thank you everyone. Have a good day. Have a
Thank
safe
you.
weekend.
And just one thing, Satya, I'm so sorry
That's okay. Go
that
on, Mohit.
you mentioned that training, right? You guys are partnering with AWS. So would that be virtual or in person only?
It will be virtual. As of now, there
Okay.
is we haven't thought of physical. It will be a virtual session. There is a discussion going on how we are going to do it for location friendly, or will it be a non-location, because there is something, some advantages of India being an Indian chapter. So we are still working out how that work out. So whenever we are announcing, we'll clearly explain how that matters to people from other countries for registering.
And it's not a AWS, it's a CCSP basically.
I'm
CCSP,
sorry,
it's not
CCSP.
AWS.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Not
Yeah.
Yeah.
AWS, sorry.
So
We are
again,
not associated with AWS. Just it so happened that Akash is working in AWS, and I am certified in AWS. So, and Akash is also certified in AWS. So that's why we picked AWS as a topic, because we are comfortable with it, right? It's not necessarily that that's the best or etc. There are other. That's why we have given also links to Azure and GCP for you to test and explore. We will also look for opportunities to give sessions in those areas, depending on the interest. Yeah.
got it.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all, guys. Yeah. Thank you very much for being on the call on a Sunday, and looking forward to see you in the future session next Saturday, and also in the upcoming sessions, which we'll be announcing soon.
Have a good
Thank you. We'll
Thank
see
you
you
all.
on 30.
Thank you. Bye.